Hey, welcome to Atypical Engineer. In today's video, I'll be creating this very interesting maze bolt puzzle. I have seen Robinson Foundry Metal cast it, but he did not show how he designed it. So I will show you one approach to do so. I thought Blender could be a good choice for this task, so I fired it up. I deleted the default cube, replaced it with a plane, and began working on it. To create more geometry, I had to subdivide the plane multiple times. Within the grid of faces, I started sketching out the correct path of the maze. I'll be speeding up this process for you. The solution path has been successfully designed, and I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. Solving this maze, I anticipate, will prove to be quite the challenge. Given its complexity, I'm certain I'll need a trusty cheat sheet to keep me on the right track. That's why I've decided to assign a distinctive material to the solution path. Green makes sense. With the path clearly marked, I'll start sketching out the network of incorrect paths. These routes should leave the player questioning their choices and life decisions as they navigate through this intricate puzzle. It's all part of the fun, after all. I will mark these troublesome routes in red to complete the puzzle map. However, the process of finishing it will take a bit of time, so I'll fast forward through the remaining steps. By now, I'm sure you've grasped the concept. Here, you can see the completed puzzle map in all its glory. Feel free to take a screenshot if you find it helpful, as having a visual reference can be extremely advantageous in navigating this intricate maze. Now, to create the structure of the maze, I selected faces with green and red colors and extruded them slightly, opting for a value of 0.04. After the extrusion, I deleted the excess faces on the sides, where the opposite sides will connect when I bend it around. Once the faces are deleted, it is time to turn the maze into the screw. To do it, I add an empty object and add a simple deform modifier, which I use to bend the plane by 360 degrees around the empty. After applying the modifier, I merge the intersecting vertices. Next, I extruded one side of the screw maze and created a bigger cylinder to form the head of the screw. I moved the cursor to the center of the cylinder and added a circle with 6 vertices to create a hexagonal shape. I then separated the hexagon from the screw and created a simple object that will be used to create a hole for a hex key. To do this, I used a Boolean modifier and manually removed the leftover faces. The last step was to fill the top of the screw and create a small chamfer to smooth the edges. With the screw done, the only thing that was left was to create the nut. For that, I duplicated an edge from the screw and scaled it slightly. Then I repeated the steps that I used when I was creating the hole for a hex key. I moved the cursor and added a hexagon. I then extruded it to match the width of the screw head. And finally, I added a small pin to navigate the maze. I created the pin by copying one face of the screw, scaling it down a bit, and joining it with the nut using another Boolean modifier. And that's it. If you don't want to model it yourself, I made the blend and STL file available at my Gumroad for free.